YouTube, I've got one word for you, and it's in Italian. Vaffanculo. Anybody who understands Italian will understand vaffanculo, or you'll understand this.
Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side. Have me by your side when the sun sets. Let's leave for an eternity. We'll sail across the lights beyond the sky. I'll be with you eternally. I'm an addict for your love, it keeps me high.
Hello guys, this is probably going to be a very different video. I don't know where to start. I'll just ramble. First of all, cheers. I don't usually drink because I've got acid reflux problems. I take medication for it, and I take antidepressants. I just took them now. You shouldn't really mix them, but I've reached a point in my life where a real crossroads, a real fork, where I've been going one way and now life has said nope. You can go either way. You can continue doing what you're doing now, or just go the true way, the right way. You know, take the path that you were meant to take. Forget about this path. And I suppose it's been, you know, I've had these nagging thoughts for a long time, and finally I'm listening. Where do I start? Okay. The thing is, it's to do with my other channel. It used to be called Sci Toys, spelled SCI Toys. Now I changed it to Sci because of the COPPA, COPPA, the new rule. Well, it's been a year now, where you have to tell YouTube whether the videos are made for children or for adults. And you know, I had to change my channel, and I had to make it into a channel that I use toys. The theme is kind of for children, but for teens, and it was basically borderline, you know. That's one reason as well why I'm kind of pissed off. YouTube keeps changing their algorithm, or they keep changing the posts, and so you have to adapt to what their changes are. That's not my main beef or main problem. I've been working on the channel for 3 or 4 years now, and I feel like it's so tiring. It's really drained me of my energy, and I feel like I've aged about 10 years in about 3 or 4 years. In the previous videos, you saw how many times I had the on my nose I had the herpes virus, the herpes outbreak, where you have a terrible, the scab there, the blister in the scab. And that's because of stress. So much stress. People don't realize how difficult it is to make these videos. And maybe if I was 20 years of age, had lots of energy, I could do it. Maybe I just underestimated how much it would take, and I felt burnt out many times. But now I just, internally and externally, out loud, I said enough is enough. I just can't take it anymore. Right, on that channel I have 1,800 subscribers. Every time I do a video, like 3 days a week, I get about 20 views or 30 views, like maximum 50 views. Now, either my videos are so terrible that I get, you know, like 1,000, I don't know, 700 and whatever, 720 or whatever people really dislike my video. I mean, but constantly don't want to watch my video, or YouTube is limiting views and limiting like shedding subscribers, limiting views, and that's what it's done. I think that's what it's done. The reason why it's done that is because the reason why I think that it's done that is because I posted some I have to be careful how I say this, hang on. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just, in the community section, in the community tab of my channel, I just wrote down like a farewell message. So what I'll do is I'll just read the farewell message. So I said, "Hi guys, I think I'm going to wrap up the channel. One reason being that YouTube isn't really showing me any love. After 100 videos, you should be getting good views. If not, you should stop, as it's like whipping a dead horse, as the proverb goes. You are working hard, stressed out, planning, filming, continuously investing money for nothing. Apart from the entertainment of the viewers, which is one plus. I use the Sci channel account to comment on some other channels for a few years now, and some videos were of, shall I say, a sensitive nature regarding BLM or other woke or politically incorrect comments, such as not approving of BLM or rioting or what many people call cultural Marxism. I disagree with white kids being taught that they are by default of their skin color somehow bad or evil. Critical race theory, okay? And I kept noticing my comments deleted. Most of my comments didn't even see the light of day. Unfortunately, YouTube kind of blacklists you. I'm not sure how, but other channels have had the same problem and ended up asking for viewers to join Patreon so that they could feed themselves, seeing as many of their subs didn't get notifications, or only a few did. This is a way that YouTube and their bots punish anybody who isn't woke, or, you know, or unfortunately there's no free speech online. I'm not bothered about politics anymore, and I don't really care, but realize I made a massive mistake speaking out, and no matter what I do, my channel will it's just like the child at school that was bad and has to sit in the corner and not allowed to interact with any kids. A kind of sin bin, if you will. What you'll see from now on is a new video every day for a few weeks until they run out. Maybe the first week of July. So, and see if YouTube would reward me with anything, i.e. more views. I have 1,800 subs and I get 50 views per video. It's totally nonsense. So I know the channel has been hijacked by some sort of code that limits views, but this is life. God gave me something called a life, and that they won't take away from me. I spent around £70,000 and now have to go bankrupt, but I'll do a good thing with the toys. I have a good thing with the toys I have in my warehouse, and give them to children who are needy, who are in need, who are poor, and make their lives happy. So at least they can get some benefit from this. Thanks guys, especially Hunter. You know who you are. You are the best. You're the best subscriber and a really cool guy. You can follow me on my personal channel, but not sure how often I will upload. I may speak about this on my other channel later, this one here. Thanks guys, and take care and be safe and have a wonderful long life. Gerald. Now that's the message that I wrote on my channel. It's it. Some might think it's really easy to make the videos. I tell you, it's not that easy. if you're doing it alone, it's not that easy. First, you have to buy the toys or the items that you're going to shred or put in the toilet or under the car or destroy in some way. You have to buy cool items, things that teenagers will, you know, if you get, I don't know, something that's cheap, then they won't even click. So it has to be something that's expensive or that's popular, you know, like Minions toys or I don't know, Pokemon or the Peppa Pig toys, and they're expensive, those toys. So once you go, first of all, you have to plan the video, then buy the item or somehow get the item, and then you have to think about making the video. Okay, so you have to prepare all the cameras, you know, and what can go wrong. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. You know, that you have 2 or 3 cameras, 4 cameras, the card inside, which you take away and upload onto your computer. Sometimes they go wrong. The camera maybe heats up, or the camera sometimes switches off on its own and doesn't actually video any of the stuff that you video. That's why I have 3 or 4 cameras, so that if one of them goes wrong, you know, or 2 of them go wrong, at least there are other options. So you have to correct, you know, put them in position so you can film properly. So you've got all that to do. Sometimes the whole bloody tripod falls over and smashes. The lights smash, so you have to order other lights. So there's a lot involved. Once you make the video, you have to take all the cards out, upload them onto your computer. Then you have to upload them onto, I use Premiere Pro, which is an editing software. And then you have to take chunks out and edit. You have to, you know, I use, you know, just basic video transitions and audio transitions. I have to choose some music for the video that's copyright free. And you have to go through the video a couple of times to make sure, like, it makes sense. The timing is right. The sound is right. Everything flows nicely. And it takes a lot. And you haven't even uploaded it yet. So then you export, which means it creates a video. So that takes ages as well. Depending on how long the video is, that takes, you know, and the machine I have at home, it just makes so much noise. So I'm quite nervous if I'm sitting on the desk and I'm doing something else. So then what happens is, after that's finished, you upload onto YouTube, and it takes a long time because here in the countryside the Wi-Fi isn't too good. It's very slow. So like a 10-minute video or 15-minute video might take 6 hours. It's so slow. And so, you know, that knackers out, it tires out the computer, because the computer has to work for 6 hours, has to be on. Oof. So then once that's uploaded, I have to put the tags in, you know, description, everything, title, and then, you know, schedule the videos for 3 days a week. So for each video, it's time consuming, energy consuming, and life consuming. It takes your life, you know. So for 4 years, I've done 260 videos, I think. But each video has taken a chunk of my life through time, stress, finances, you know, money. I mean, I've spent at least £70,000, and I'm not going to get any of that back. I have to be honest. I think so far I've made £50 or £60 in 4 years, and I haven't received a check from YouTube yet. I should receive it soon, but it will be my one and only check. You know, I'm being totally transparent. £50 in 4 years, and I spent £70,000, more or less. Could be even more. So yeah, so you could say I'm going to go bankrupt. You know, and why YouTube? You know, I've seen other channels. Their videos are rubbish. You know, compared to mine, they're not as good, and they get thousands of views. I just don't understand. It doesn't make sense. There's one channel, for example, that does 1 minute videos or 2 minute videos, and they shred really cheap items, like one cheap toy that you can get in a charity shop, really cheap. And like the guy gets he has about 7,000 subscribers, and he gets maybe a few thousand views for each video. And my videos, I use expensive toys that I bought for £20, £30. So I'm spending maybe £30 per video. And I would have thought, kids will go crazy. Oh wow, such an expensive toy, this is cool, painful to watch, but cool, and they would be attracted to it, and they would subscribe. But no, I mean, yeah, it could be that my videos are rubbish, and I'm doing something wrong, but I doubt it. I'm not saying that my videos aren't rubbish. I'm saying that there's something else. 1,860 subscribers, I only get 50 views, and it never goes over 50. No matter how many subscribers I get, it never goes over 50. I mean, some videos, yeah, they go higher, and some videos go lower, but let's say after a week, only 50 views, or 2 weeks, 50 views, and other channels have had the same problem. Once they discuss something that's politically incorrect, then their comments don't see the light of day. Their channels get disrupted. Some people they start to hemorrhage subscribers, and their subscribers, the ones that they do have, a percentage of them don't even get notified when they got new videos. So YouTube is punishing. It seems that maybe they don't mean it, but the bots maybe, or the algorithm punishes certain behavior. Now I don't know, there's like when a lady speaking online on YouTube about pedophilia being she kind of not infers, but she mentions something like pedophilia or some level of pedophilia might be normal, or like not normal, just another sexual choice or whatever. How can that be allowed? And it's not banned. The video is not banned or anything, and the channel is doing well. And yet, if you say anything about that, you are being politically incorrect. So political, you're either woke or politically correct, or how do you say, have liberal kind of left-wing kind of views. Those are okay. But if you have any kind of conservative kind of view, I'm not a conservative or a Republican, I'm none of those. But if you have a traditional point of view, you say, oh, okay, well, I disagree with abortion. Already you're an enemy of the left. And from what I understand, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all the giant, all the what do you call it? The social media giants are all left-leaning, and they shouldn't choose a side and be biased. They should be unbiased, shouldn't they? They should be. In fact, intentionally, they should be independent. They shouldn't choose a side. But you can see with what happened to Trump. Now, it doesn't matter whether you like Trump or not. Initially, I didn't like Trump, but then I thought, oh, okay, he's not so bad. But I'm kind of like disliking Trump here, neutral here, and really loving Trump. I'm kind of here. I'm not neutral. I like him, but I don't like him that much. But he's okay. He's not so bad. But initially, I didn't like him because I believed all the stuff that I watched on YouTube, on the news and everything. But until I heard other, the other side, the Republican side or more conservative side. But I'm not a great fan, and I don't hate him. But the thing is, he's still cancelled on Facebook. He's still not allowed to say anything, to appear on Facebook. Was it Facebook and Twitter? So, I mean, this is like communism, and you see, because of these views, they will punish you. This is my opinion. They punish your channel, because you're the enemy. You're a troublemaker. You can't say, for example, I disagree with BLM because they're a Marxist organization. Bang! As soon as you say anything like that, that's not good. You're talking too much, Fuck me. This is like communist China. If you say anything about the emperor, then you have your head cut off, or you're cancelled. And it's almost the same as being killed, because basically you lose your career if you have a career on YouTube, or even if in society, if you're like the head of the police or something, and you say something that's politically incorrect, your career is over. It's just a matter of time. Your career is finished. Unless you're part of the minority that is protected by the political correct religion, whatever, wokeness or whatever. So, if you're a black lady who's left-leaning, you can get away with saying certain things. But if you're a black lady who's conservative, they also hate you. So I don't think it's anything to do with race or sex or whatever. It's ideology, And there are many now, like black conservatives that, speak out against critical race theory and things like, BLM, abortion, all those right-wing or Republican kind of the stance that they have. And, they get cancelled as well, or they get abused for their point of view. Well, why should you get abused for your point of view? Because it goes against the narrative, the left-wing narrative. And it's like it's their way or the highway. You either agree with them or you're the enemy. Why can't there be an in-between? Why can't we just agree to disagree and, be friends, love each other? It doesn't work like that. And, because I just said a few things, first of all, most of my messages on YouTube, my comments, don't see the light of day. Somebody asked me a question about what I think about BLM, or I might reply to something that somebody said. I don't know, BLM is a great thing, and it triggers me to say something. And, I may say something like cultural Marxism or something like that. And my comment doesn't even get seen. I check and it's not even there. So then I think what happens is the bots realize that this person is a troublemaker, and not only do they delete your comment, but they make a note. I'm not sure if you're blacklisted, or if you do it a certain amount of times, then your channel will be affected. This is what happens in China as well. Like, for example, if you say something against communism, or the government, or Xi Jinping, certain keywords, pollution, if you get a certain amount of hits, like 55,000 views, I don't know how much it is, 50,000 views, or this is what it used to be anyway when I was living in China, then you get punished. The authorities come to visit you, maybe the police come to visit you, have a cup of tea, which means you're in trouble. You have to stop doing what you're doing. You have to stop spreading rumor, that's what they call it. But that's okay. The Chinese could do that in their country. I'm not going to say anything, But it's as if we live in communist China, We're proud of our Western freedoms. What freedoms do we have? We just don't have any freedom. If we step out of line, then we are treated like the people are treated in China. Not in the same way. I mean, you don't get arrested, and you don't you're not threatened, I suppose. but it's kind of the same. You could people have lost their careers because of thinking the wrong way, saying the wrong things. Like, I never use the N word or the P word for Asians, P-A-K-I. That's a very bad word. I never used any bad word, I mean, the worst words like cultural Marxism and, BLM, taking the knee. But I suppose some keywords are sensitive, and, they have these bots on YouTube that, are programmed to take note of the person or the people talking about these things, and somehow they know if it's negative or positive, and they shut you down or cancel you or piss you off enough for you. They don't actually boot you off unless you said something terrible. But even if you haven't said anything terrible, they'll make it so your life is basically you have no how do you say? You'll have a very small sphere of influence on YouTube. Now, my channel, Gerald Fury, I have 200 subscribers. In 1 month, I gained 300 subscribers, and I don't do any videos. I do not upload any videos. I don't make any good videos. I don't spend any money. On the other channel, SciSci, I've spent so much money. 3 videos a week. So much time, so much energy, and I had 7 subscribers and 5 subscribers left. Now, so plus 2 subscribers in a whole month, and 3, 6, 9, 12 to 15 videos I uploaded, and like 50 views per video. Whereas I have one video here on this channel, it's got about 200 views, and it just doesn't make sense, because this channel, I'm just talking about, my life, and I haven't put any effort into it, and, I just talk to you guys about how I'm feeling, and sometimes I just don't know what to say, and I ramble. I don't make the videos very professionally at all. But the other channel, I spend money, time, effort, lots of stress, and like 50 views. And I've got 1,800 subscribers. Whereas on this channel, it's kind of blown up. I've got 200, almost 200 subscribers. And for my last video, I had 200 views, which is really good. But it just doesn't make sense, And I've seen from other channels, and they've complained about it as well, that they were not cancelled, but their channels were limited in some way. Like, they saw their views drop, they saw the subscribers drop, and all of these channels were like right-wing or conservative channels. And and yet you see that the left wing or left leaning channels do well. So Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, they are biased, and they shouldn't be biased. Why should you be biased? I mean, look at it this way. I'm 50 years of age, and my some of my views are traditional. So, for example, I might have a certain stance on abortion. I don't agree with it, but it's just my point of view. I'm not going to push it on anybody. I just feel it's terrible taking a life of a human being. There are, I suppose, some exceptions, but it's a very difficult thing to talk about because, especially for the lady, for the woman. It's but if a person was to ask me, how do you feel, I would say it's wrong. Okay, but the person has to choose for themselves. I don't know. It's a horrible subject to talk about, and a very horrible decision to make. we can't make that decision lightly. BLM, I've got a certain stance on that. I think it's terrible. It's very divisive. It divides the races, you know. We should try and be together instead of focusing on what this white person did, what that black person did. Let's try and be together and try and spread some love, you know, not hate. They talk about hate speech, but the whole vibe of the left is hate, or racism. You know, they focus on what happened, you know, the whole thing with Black Lives Matter, George Floyd. They focus on one black guy being killed by a white police officer. And fair enough, what happened is terrible, very terrible. You know, when I saw the video, I actually cried, because I thought, no matter how bad he was or a criminal or whatever in the past, I feel that nobody deserves to die. That baby doesn't deserve to die. It's not its fault. It was born, you know, it's been put inside the mother, and you know, she became pregnant. You know, I think you know what I'm trying to say, but did the police officer do it on purpose? It looked like it. You know, he looked as if he had an evil face. But then afterwards, I saw the trial, and the defense made lots of good points, you know. But I don't know. I just don't know. I'm not sure if he did it on purpose or not. He would be pretty stupid to do it on purpose. You know, he's been filmed by lots of cameras, and it just doesn't make sense that he would do it on purpose, because he'll know that he's going to go to jail. But anyway, yeah, it's very sad what happened. It's a very sad case. But if you put that to the side just for a second, you know, you can't put it to the side. You keep it in your mind, put it in the back of your mind, and George Floyd has a right for people to remember his name and who he was. But equally, other people have a right to be remembered. There's so many other white guys that were killed, and some white guys were killed by black police officers, or Asian, or whatever. I'm sure there must be many, or there must be some. Now, I'm not blaming the black police officer or the white guy. I don't know the circumstances, but why not focus on that? Because it's not part of the narrative. The media want to divide us by race. So they want to, and this is what I spoke about on the comment section, and this is why I got in trouble, because I said, it's obvious, you know. Even like, I saw an Indian guy, he said, I'm from India, and even we can see, and we have to say something, that the media in the West is dividing you people in your country, white versus black, and white versus Indian and Asian. And I thought, you know, other people can see it, they can say it, but when it comes to a white person saying it, they're racist, you know. So I was saying things like that, you know, and I think that's why I've been not cancelled, because it's not bad enough to cancel you, but you're limited in some way. You're not allowed to, you're allowed to talk because you haven't said anything really bad, but the general vibe is he's a troublemaker, he's the enemy, he's not on our side. That's crazy. It's really crazy, because I think the people, you know, if you're a, I don't know, Marxist, or I don't know, Labour person or left-wing person, you have a right to your opinion, and you should be allowed to say, you know, how you feel. And I might not respect what you say, but I respect that you have a right to say that thing, you know. You should have a right to say what you want. And, you know, we can engage, we can talk, and we can even be friends, you know. But it seems, though, that if you have any right-wing views, or any like conservative or traditional views, you're racist. Especially if a white person says something. If a black person has conservative views, they might call them Uncle Tom, or self-hating people, you know. So even they can't even they kind of get cancelled as well, because they have to get in line. They have to get with the program. If you don't get with the program, then you're a troublemaker. And that's bullshit. Where is they talk about equality. Where's the equality? There's no equality. When it comes to people from the left, I'm not saying the ordinary person, and I have some friends that have like left-wing views, and I get along with them. There's no problem, like they have their view, and I just have my kind of view. But now I'm fed up with politics. I don't know much about politics anyway, but my stance, my values, I just don't want to talk about race anymore. I don't want to talk about BLM or sexism or whatever, politically correct stuff. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I just rather be an idiot. I am an idiot, but I'd rather be even more. I'd be an idiot and a dumb idiot, and a deaf idiot. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna listen to anything, and I'm just gonna meditate and be on my own. 4 years of my life. 4 years of my life. All my savings. And forget about that. You have to multiply those 4 years with the stress that, all the work that I put into those 4 years. And forget about even all those things. I neglected my family. I neglected this little dog as well. How many times she wanted to go outside? No. I kept her inside. She's always sitting next to me. She's really loyal, as most German Shepherds are. I neglected my son, taking him out because I'm so busy, like stressing myself until like 2 or 3 in the morning, going to sleep late, waking up late, and not taking him out anywhere, or all my other kids, my daughters. And neglecting my wife and neglecting myself, my health. I'm fat, I'm overweight, I should be doing exercise, I should be eating well, instead of drugging myself with teas and coffees, which I shouldn't be doing, to give myself some energy so I can brainstorm and I can create more videos and continue being a slave to YouTube. YouTube, I've got one word for you, and it's in Italian. Vaffanculo. Anybody who understands Italian will understand vaffanculo. Or you'll understand this. Really, I've had enough. Sorry guys, I'm sorry that I lost my cool. But I'm being me. I'm not a YouTuber. That's what I'm not. I'm just a guy talking about the bullshit in his life and how I feel. I'm definitely not a YouTuber, because YouTubers will cut and edit. They'll show you the nice face, hi, and say things that will apply to a broad audience. Oh, don't say anything to disappoint the black audience. Don't say anything to disappoint women. Don't say anything to disappoint Muslims or Jews or Christians. So you have to be like bland. You have to speak in a way that you throw your net wide, so you can catch a whole audience, so you can catch many eyeballs. Who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't give a shit. Forgive me if there are any teenagers watching this and I said these words. I'm sorry. I'm not a good example for you. Don't follow my example. I've just been drinking this and I'm not used to it. As you can see, I'm so red and hot now. So I'm going to be talking shit. Okay, this bit I'll cut. So now you can join me now. I'm having a packet of crisps, another packet of crisps, and a lovely piece of chicken. I've been vegan for 3 weeks. Now I'm going to have a break. Oh. My saliva glands have just exploded. Mm. Mm. Oh, look at this fat. Oh, delicious. You want some, Betty? Come on. Mm. Wait a minute, I'll give you your... Wait. She has a ham bone. She absolutely loves this. See, she's waiting there. Been waiting patiently whilst I've been going on. Let me see. She absolutely loves this. What's that? Come on. Eat. Come on. Come on. Here, come here. Come on. Come on. You want it? Come on. I'm gonna make her come to me. Come on. Come here. Here. Eat. Come on. Eat. What are you doing? Okay, come on. Take it. Take it. She's not used to me giving her the chicken in the car. I'm gonna go and get another beer. Hang on.